What's up, Kelvin?
Man,
good to have you back on the program.
Thanks. Thank you.
You know how we do it on the show? Yeah, Big Mike, live and direct, son of Kaos, representing the real shit, taking it to the streets. Thought criminals, not giving a damn what your authorities talking about, you know what I'm saying? Because we got minds and membranes and cerebral cortexes, medulla oblongata, all that. Yeah, all right, check it out, man. Today, we basically gonna deal with non-conformity, deviant behavior, right? But before we get into that, man, I want to ask you a metaphysical question, right? A lot of people scared to deal with these topics, man. They on spookisms, they on emotional ignorance, right?
Right.
I'm gonna go ahead and ask you about heaven and hell. Fact or fiction? Fact or fiction, man? What you think?
Fact or fiction?
What's your, hold on,
Typically.
Okay.
Typically about what you hear about in church or whatever, I would say fiction.
Fiction?
Fiction.
Fiction.
Right. I would imagine there's maybe some kind of explanation of where people will get this kind of belief from. But typically what you hear, what you would normally hear in churches, I would say fiction.
Fiction. Why?
Well, you know, there's never really any actual explanation about where heaven is. They always believe that heaven is a destination. It's unobtainable, you know, by us. Mm-hmm. But miraculously and through spooks, you can obtain heaven. You can reach heaven. There's really no physical evidence. There's really no way to prove that there is a heaven or anything like that. But
do you somewhat lean towards the explanation that heaven and hell are basically states of mind? As far as you make your heaven and your hell right here? Does that make more sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot of sense?
It makes a lot of sense. I could say that most definitely people make their own heaven and hell on earth. Some people get into this thing about heaven is out there somewhere else, but most definitely you make your own hell here, your own heaven here. You know, we gotta live here. So people always talk about how you gotta live a righteous life to go to heaven. Well, you can live a pretty damn good life here and make your own heaven right here.
Right. And plus, you know, see, before I go any further, a lot of people still wondering why I'm harping on religion, man. Because see, I understand that religion explains your culture, and your culture defines the way that you interact in the world and society with other people, man. So that's why I'm on the religion tip, man, because religion has been used to justify some of the most insane and cruel behavior towards other people, right? And so I'm trying to show y'all that religion can be used to enslave or liberate, okay? And we know this, and we fully understand that we're not trying to convert or revert anybody into anything, right? We just have our views and our opinions, and we don't need religion per se, like most of y'all need it, okay?
Right.
So you can get up off the Bozak, and you can call Jimmy Swaggart the Pope, whoever you want, right? But we're gonna break it down to the very last compound. So what I'm saying, what I think it is, right? I think hell is a scare tactic, okay? Because I think religion basically is just a big pimp move to get people to dig in their pockets and give to the institution called the church or the Vatican or whatnot. Because you got a lot of power brokers, you got a lot of people in power that use fear and ignorance to get people to follow in line to a certain, shall say, thought process or a certain ideology. And when you get people so scared to question an authority, they'll do whatever that authority tells them. So basically what that authority tells them, it says, you do what we say, right? Or based on what they say, you do what God says. But in actuality, it ain't God at all. It's the man behind, you know, like the Wizard of Oz, you know what I'm saying? The Wizard of Oz, the cat was behind the curtain perpetrating to be a god, but it was man all the time, right? So that's what it is. You got all these men perpetrating to speak for God, scaring people into oblivion, and getting people to dig in their pockets and giving all this power. So hell, I think, is a scare tactic to keep the little man, the brain dead man, the 85%, the blind, deaf, and dumb, right, in a position of servitude. That's what I think. And I also believe that if you have to have, and I've harped on this before, if you have to have the threat of hellfire to make you act civilized, and if you have to have the promise of a heaven to make you act civilized, then it's a fake morality. That's a fake, you know, you're not doing it because it's the right thing to do. You're doing it because you're being made to do it. You're acting good because you don't want to go to hell. You acting good because somebody's gonna give you a reward. Like I said, if you see a dollar bill or you see a $20 bill laying down there, right?
Right.
And you know that if you try to steal that dollar bill or that $20 bill, right, you're gonna go to jail, right?
Right.
Or no, let me rephrase that. That's the wrong scenario. Wrong scenario. Let me put it to you this way, right? What if I find something that belongs to you,
Right.
and I give it back to you? But I do it because I just want to give it back to you. It's the right thing to do. Versus the person that finds something of yours, you put out a reward for it, right?
Right.
And that person brings it back to you for the reward. Now, who's morally greater? Huh? The person that brought it back because it's just the right thing to do? Or the person that brought it back because he's expecting to get something in exchange for his so-called good deed or his good behavior? You think about that, Reverend Hambone. Think about that, Oh man, I'm getting combative again. I gotta chill with that.
Yeah.
I gotta chill with that, man. So, heaven and hell, you think that's basically a farce? You think that's like, it's just, especially for black folks, right? I think it's just selling them a bill of goods to get them to behave nicely, to bow down and be a bunch of hoes, right?
Yep.
Right now, and they say, well, you know, you're getting your butt kicked right now, but in the afterlife, it's gonna be all good.
Right, you know, you got people to sit there and tell you, you know, you try to kick this to typically religious-minded people, and they'll tell you, because I hear it all the time, what good is it to gain the whole world when you'll lose your soul? You know, it's that kind of thinking that keeps people under the knife, you know what I'm saying? Where they can whittle away at you little by little, little by little. Your life means nothing to them. They want your cheddar. They want your loot.
Cheddar.
They want your money. You know what I'm saying? So you can sit there, you can conform all you want. They tell you to take off all your jewelry, you take it off all you want, because they'll take it, they'll wear it. You know what I'm saying? You can live a lowly life if you want to, thinking you're gonna get to heaven. You know, that's cool. Go ahead and do it. But don't think you're getting to heaven just because. Not at all.
You think the Hindu heaven is different from the Christian heaven?
The Hindu heaven is different.
Or the Buddhist heaven or the Muslim heaven? Yeah, if all you Christians out there, and I don't know why I keep doing it, but I keep beating up on the Christians, man.
Yeah.
You know, and I gotta stop that, man. You know, it's becoming an obsession. I gotta chill with that. Because everybody in religion, no matter what religion it is, everybody point at the other people like, you know, they wrong, man. Muslims point at Christians, Christians point to Muslims. You know, they all, you know, madness. World War III about to break out over that BS, man. But what I'm saying is, what if the Christians die, you find out that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi salam is the real prophet and Allah's the real God? What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The same reason you don't believe in no Muhammad, the same reason why some people don't believe in your Jesus.
Right.
You know, it's vice versa, man. Hey, pick your mythology. It don't matter. You know, it all comes down to cheddar, like you said, money.
Right.
It's all about money, man. Yeah, church is all about money. Believe that, boy. Y'all better start doing some studying up on some of these religious institutions, boy. See how they...
That's right. We think about it like any...
We talking to ourselves, man.
No,
They ain't listening.
They hear us.
They ain't.
No.
Nah, they don't feel this.
Well, you gotta break it down to them. It's like, think about anybody who has some kind of service that they're doing. If they have a person over them that's helping them do their service, they always want 10%.
Always
you know,
want
an
10%.
agent. You know, an agent is going to want 10%. You know what I'm saying? Your manager.
God wants your money.
That's right. God wants 10%.
God wants your money.
You know, how come God has never come down and asked you or taken his money himself?
It's another ploy, man. Actually, what he's saying is, I want your money. The preacher saying, I want your money. You know what I'm saying? But you get over it by saying God wants your money, and all of y'all literally believe that. Well, if you read in the book of Malachi, such and such, it says give 10% of... Number one, that's the whole can of worms talking about Bible interpretation and whatnot.
Right.
I'm not going to get into all that, because we be doing that all day, right? But, man, I also find it funny that the more deprived you are, the more you're in poverty, the more religious you are. You don't see too many, like, multi-millionaires and billionaires and all that stuff, like, you know, churching it up, religious, fasting, and all that. It seems like the more money you have, just, you know, the less you tend to think about God and Jesus and Jehovah and you know, afterlives and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
What does rich people need to be saved from? They need to be saved from their money?
Their money?
I don't think so.
Oh, so could it be like, I guess the more hardship you go through in life, the more you need some sort of crutch to basically help you through life.
That's right.
And religion kind of serves as a pacifier, a crutch to make people believe that it's going to be all right in the end. I don't have no money now. I don't have no food now. But if I just go to this church and I give Reverend Hambone all my loot,
That's right.
I'm going to be rich in heaven.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
And they tell you all of that, you know. They tell you, a rich man, it's easier for the camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man to get into heaven.
Right.
They tell you all these things to make you believe that it's worthwhile to do what you got to do. You know, it ain't all about the money. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
You know, they tell you that just keep giving your money and you'll receive that blessing. So people keep giving, because in their hearts, they believe that life is just going to get better. It's going to get better. They got that false hope. You know, who's going to give up the only bit of hope they have? The only bit of hope that they have, and you trying to tell them to give it up? Please, it's not going to happen.
I once caught a pastor in the blatant hypocrisy, you know what I'm saying? The blatant contradiction. You know, like you said, they said it's easier for a rich, the camel to get through the eye of the needle, rich man getting to heaven, whatever.
Right.
You know, so that's all predicated upon money, right? And so it was kind of odd that this man was saying that, you know, mammon, money is basically makes you do bad things, you know what I'm saying? But yet still, he always asking for my damn money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like, why don't you practice what you preach there, holy man? You know what I'm saying? God is a good God. He's an omnipotent God. And, you know, what do you need money for? He can create 100 million churches if he wants to. 'Cause that's one of their favorite things, you know what I'm saying? You know, God can do anything. You know, whenever you put a question to them about biblical stuff that seems absurd and they don't have no answers, what they always say?
God can do anything.
God can do anything. You know what I'm saying? So I tell the preacher that. Like, you don't need my money. Shoot, God can do anything, right?
That's right.
You say you need new shingles and new pews, new Bibles, get your ass over there and pray for that.
That's right.
And it'll just drop out the sky. That's right. So what we have here, we got a double standard, man.
Double standard.
We got people talking about if you just pray hard enough, no, it's going to be all good. God will give you what you want.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, he got his hands in your pocket saying, if you don't give us the money, how are we going to support the church? Well, pray. That's what you do. You pray, and you get what you get from the Most High, the ultimate blessings. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they tell you.
That's what they tell me.
When you say, pass the pork rind, you know, I have no grocery money to buy groceries for my family this week. They tell you, get on your knees.
Pray.
If you believe, you will receive.
Amen.
Yeah, they tell you that. But when it comes down to they ain't got.
No, they need money.
That's right.
No, we need money.
You got to pass the plate around two or three times.
Two or three times. That ain't enough. Man, so boy, heaven and hell, states of existences, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So would you consider yourself a conformist, non-conformist, a deviant? Deviant behavior?
I would consider myself a non-conformist, but if someone wants to label me a deviant because, you know, I won't conform to their standards, the standards that they put on you, then cool, I'll be that. You know, if you want to call me a deviant, cool, I'll be a deviant. That's just the way it is, but I'm not going to conform just because that's just the most frequent followed path, you know. I'm not just going to follow the rest of the herd to the slaughter.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
So, check it out. A lot of people don't understand that